Hello everyone, welcome to the class. Today we'll discuss your question paper for CT. So here you have first question. The value of tan inverse 1 by tan 2a plus tan inverse cot a plus tan inverse cot cube a for if a belongs in between 0 to pi by 4. We have to find the value over here. Okay, so now in that case, here we can take tan inverse 1 by 2 into tan 2a is 2 tan a upon 1 minus tan square a. Here we can cancel out 2 and 2 over here. Now next, here we can take this as tan inverse cot a, okay, and here we have tan inverse cot cube a. Okay, so as we know that because for tan inverse x plus tan inverse y is equals to pi plus tan inverse x plus y upon 1 minus xy if x into y is greater than 1. Okay, and for this case, as we know that from 0 to pi by 4 cos a is greater than 1, therefore we can say that cos a into cos cube a is greater than 1. So we got the values. We can write pi plus tan inverse cot a plus cot cube a upon 1 minus cot a into cot cube a. Okay, therefore here we can write tan inverse, this is tan a upon 1 minus tan square a plus pi plus tan inverse. Here if I take cot a common, okay, so we can write 1 plus cot square a, and here we have 1 minus cot power 4a. So we can write 1 minus cot square a into 1 plus cot square a, where 1 plus cot square a cancel out. Okay. Also, if I take cot a equals to 1 upon tan a, so we can write 1 upon tan a, 1 minus 1 upon tan square a. So therefore, in that case we got this is equals to tan square a upon tan a upon tan square a minus 1, correct? Therefore we can directly write it tan inverse tan a upon 1 minus tan square a plus pi plus tan inverse, we can write it tan a upon tan square a minus 1, correct? Okay, so therefore we can also write it in form of, if I take minus sign over here, so we can write 1 minus tan square a, correct? For this case, because here we have tan inverse theta and here we have tan inverse minus theta, so minus sign, we can take minus sign out, so this 2 will be cancel out. So finally we got pi. So we can write pi, we can write pi by 4 into 4. As you know that for pi by 4 we can write tan inverse 1. So it is equals to 4 into tan inverse 1. So option C should be the correct answer. For the next question, we have if f of x is given and this denotes the fractional part function, we have to find which of the option are correct. So we have to check for continuity and differentiability. Okay, so let's talk about first continuity. So continuity at x equals to 0. So if I take left hand limit, let's talk about left hand limit, limit x tends to 0 negative. Okay, for 0 negative, which means left side of 0, we can take here, this is equals to minus h. Okay, plus we can write fractional part function of minus h. Okay, or let's first write it in given form. Okay, after that we can take h tends to 0. So here we got minus h, fractional part of minus x plus minus h sine minus h. So left hand limit is h tends to 0. So this is minus h, fractional part for minus h. So as you know that, let's talk about minus h. So it is, this is 0, minus 1, 1. Okay, minus h is somewhere over here because it is very small value. It is near to 0. Okay, so it belongs from here. And if I talk about fractional part of this, so this is minus h minus greatest integer of minus h. For this case we got minus h minus, for greatest integer of minus h we got minus 1. So therefore 1 minus h we got. Correct. So here we can write minus h plus 1 minus h. Okay, then plus 1 minus. Okay, here we have minus h, not in fractional part function. This is just minus h. So we can write minus h sine 1 minus h. Okay, so therefore for left hand limit h tends to 0, here we got 1 minus 2h minus h sine 1 minus h. Okay, let's solve it. So this becomes 0, this also 0, it is equals to 1. Okay, let's talk about right hand limit. Right hand limit. So directly take h tends to 0. Okay, so here we can write h plus fractional part of h plus h into sine fractional part of h. If I take h over here, it looks like we got h over here in between 0 to 1. Talk about fractional part of h, so h minus greatest integer for h. So here we can write for greatest integer of h is 0. So we got h over here. Okay, therefore here we can write this is equals to h, and here we have limit, sorry, not here, this is equals to 1, and now here we can take limit h tends to 0, h plus h sine h, correct? So it's all equals to 0, which means left hand limit is not equals to your right hand limit, correct? Here left hand limit is not equals to your right hand limit. So here f is not continuous, f is not continuous at x equals to 0, correct? So at f is not continuous at x equals to 0, which means this is incorrect, this is also incorrect. Okay, third one, f is continuous at and differentiable at x equals to 2. So if I have to check for x at x equals to 2, so for, because here we got the value for f0 also, correct? Okay, here we got the value for f0 also, but here we didn't get the value for your f2. Okay, let's talk about at x equals to 2. So left hand limit is limit h tends to 2 negative. Okay, so for this case, if I talk about 2 over here, so we can take, so here we can take, this is your x plus greatest integer of x and plus x sine fraction part of x over here. Okay, we have to check for 2 negative, which means the left side of 2. Here we have 2, here we have 1, here we have 3. Okay, so if I take, let's talk about the 2 negative. So we can write here h tends to 0. Okay, so it is lesser than 2, which means 2 minus h, correct? That's how we can take 2 minus h plus 2 minus h sine fractional part of 2 minus h. Okay, so here let's talk about the 2 minus h. So it belongs over here, correct? So if I talk about the fractional part of 2 minus h, it looks like this, minus greatest integer for 2 minus h. So we can write 2 minus h. So greatest integer for 2 minus h is equals to 1. So it is equals to 1. So we can write 1 minus h overall, correct? So therefore we can write here 2 minus h plus 1 minus h plus 2 minus h and sine 1 minus h over here, correct? So if I take h tends to 0, so 2 plus 1 is 3, 0, 0, and here we have 3 plus 2 into sine 1, and this part is become 0. Let's talk about the right hand limit. For right hand limit, limit h tends to 2 positive, correct? Here let's talk about 2 positive, directly take h tends to 0. For this case we can take 2 plus h, here also 2 plus h plus 2 plus h and sine 2 plus h. Okay, for this case here we can write, okay, for this case we can write this part is 2 plus h, this part is 2 plus h, so it belongs here. 2 plus h is belongs here. So if I have to find value for fractional part of 2 plus h, so it looks like this, 2 plus h minus greatest integer for 2 plus h. So 2 plus h, and for greatest integer for 2 plus h is equals to 2, so minus 2. So finally we got h, correct? So for this case, okay, so for this case right hand limit is equals to, we can take, here we have 2 plus h, here we have 2 plus h, this value is equals to h, so plus h, this is 2 plus h, and we can write sine h. Okay, and limit is h tends to 0. Now we have 2, correct? H becomes 0. Here sine 0 is 0. So overall we got only 2, correct? So for this case left hand limit is not equals to right hand limit, which means this option is also incorrect, which means option D should be the correct answer. In the next question we have to find the range of this function. Okay, we have to find the range of this function. Now let's talk about this. We have 3x square minus 4x plus 5. This is greater than, this should be greater than equals to 0. Here a is greater than 0. Let's talk about d. Okay, here a is greater than 0. Let's talk about d. D is your b square minus 4ac 60. So it is negative, correct? This is negative, which means d is less than 0. So here the condition is a is greater than 0 and d is what? Your less than 0, which means it is always positive. So for this case, this is always positive. Now talk about the solution of this. ठीक है? Now talk about the domain of this. ठीक है? अब क्या यहाँ पे x की values आप क्या ले सकते हो? Okay, so you can take x belongs for any real value, correct? Here it looks like this. Okay, it looks like this. A is greater than 0, correct? D is less than 0. It looks like this, and x belongs for real number. आप यहाँ पे x कुछ भी रख सकते हो. You can take any value of x. Okay, you got this. For this case, for x belongs to real numbers, we can take, let's take f of x equals to y. So we can write y equals to under root 3x square minus 4x plus 5 for finding the range, correct? Let's take y square is equals to 3x square minus 4x plus 5. Okay, so here we can write 3x square minus 4x plus 5 minus y square equals to 0. So because we know that because x belongs to real number, here we can take d is your greater than equals to 0. D can be what? Your greater than equals to 0. So therefore we can take b square minus 4 into a into c is greater than equals to 0. So we can write 4 square. Let's take common 4. So we can write here, this is 16. If I take common 4, we got 4 over here. Here we have 3 into 5 is 15. So minus 15 and plus 3 into y square. So 3y square greater than equals to 0. Therefore we got minus 11 plus 3y square is greater than equals to 0. 3y square minus 11 is greater than equals to 0. So y square is greater than equals to your 11 by 3, correct? Y square is greater than equals to your 11 by 3. Let's check the options. So here as you can see, y is greater than equals to under root 11 by 3. Okay, it is greater than equals to, or we can take this is, let's take minus sign also. Here y is always positive, correct? Here as you can see, y is always positive. Y is always greater than 0, correct? ये case आपके पास है. So in that case we can say that y is, because y is greater than 0, correct? Here as you can see, this is your y, correct? Here y is always greater than 0 because it can't be equals to 0, because here d is less than 0, so it can't be equals to 0. Okay, so here y is greater than 0. So we can take y is greater than equals to under root 11 by 3. So we can say that y belongs from under root 11 by 3 till infinite. Okay, so we can say that. So this is equals to your option C. So option C should be the correct answer. In the next question, we have the roots of the equation. We have to find the roots of the equation. So let's try to solve it from here. So if I put 1 over here, if I put 1, so this becomes 0, 0 and 0. So if I put 1, it works, I think, because it becomes 0, 0 and 0. For this case, let x equals to 1. Okay, so here we got 0, then minus 1, we got 1 minus 0, and then plus 1 minus 1, we got 0 minus 1, then for plus 1 this is 1 minus 0. So here it is equals to 1 and plus 1 equals to 2. It not works actually. It not works. Okay, let me check again. Here we have minus 1. This is 0. This is 0 minus 1. Correct. Then we can take plus 1. This is 1 and minus 0. So for this case we got plus 1 plus 1 and then plus 1. This is equals to 2. Okay, it not works. Okay, now check for another value. Let's take x equals to minus 1. Okay, if I take x equals to minus 1 over here, this become minus 2, 1, 1, 1, minus 2, 1, 1, 1, minus 2. Okay, for this case, let's take an operation minus 2, 1, 1. Let's take column 2 minus column 3. In column 2 minus column 3. So this is 0 minus 3, 3, 1, 1, minus 2. So therefore we got minus 2 into this is equals to 6 minus 3 and plus 1 for 1. This is 3 minus minus plus 3. Correct. So we got 3 over here. So overall minus 6 and plus 6 is equals to 0. It satisfies the condition. So option A and option C is incorrect. B or C, any of the two are correct option. Let's check for let x equals to 2. If I take x equals to 2, so here as you can see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. As you know, if two rows or two column are equal, then in that case it is equal to 0. So option B should be the correct answer. Minus 1 comma 2 is the correct answer. In the next question we have sec square tan inverse 2. Okay, so let's try to write in form of sec. Okay, so here we have tan inverse 2 by 1. Correct. So this is perpendicular. Perpendicular. Here we have base. So in that case, the hypotenuse is equals to under root 2 square plus 1 square. So this is equals to under root 5. Correct. 2 square plus 1 square under root 5. So for this case, therefore we can say that cos inverse tan inverse 2 by 1 is equals to cos inverse base upon hypotenuse. So we have base 1 and hypotenuse is under root 5. Therefore we can take sec inverse under root 5. So we can write sec inverse under root 5 over here. Similarly, here we have cosec square and cot inverse 3. Okay, so here we have cot inverse 3 by 1. Okay, so here we have base upon perpendicular. Correct. So in that case, hypotenuse is equals to your under root 3 square plus 1 square. So it is equals to under root 10. Therefore, let's talk about cosec inverse. Okay, so this is base upon perpendicular. For cosec, we need hypotenuse upon perpendicular upon 1. So it is equals to cosec inverse under root 10. For this case, we can write this is under root 5 square and this is under root 10 square. So for that case, we got 5 plus 10, which is equals to 15. Now 15, option C should be the correct and final answer. Okay, in the next question, we have 5 plus iota x cube y square, and this x cube plus y square plus 6 iota are conjugate complex number. These are your conjugate complex number, and argument of x plus iota y is equals to theta. Then we have to find the value of tan square theta. Okay, so for this case, if these are conjugate, your conjugate of each other. Okay, so if these are conjugate of each other, so if I take again conjugate of it, both will be equal, correct? So let's take, if this is z and this is conjugate of z. So as you know that if I taking conjugate of z, so this become again equals to z. Okay, which means conjugate of this, your complex number is equals to this. So according to question, we can take 5 plus iota, your x cube plus y square, it is equals to x cube plus y square minus 6 iota, correct? For this case, we can write x cube plus y square is equals to 5, and x cube into y square is equals to minus 6, is equals to what? Your minus 6, correct? Now let's take, these are the root. Let x cube and y square are roots. Okay, so for this case, we can write roots of, let's take pt. Okay, so for this case, we can write t square minus x cube plus y square t and plus x cube into y square equals to 0. Now we can write t square minus x cube plus y square is equals to 5. So this is 5t, and x cube into y square is minus 6 is equals to 0, correct? So here we can write this is equals to, this is minus 5t and minus 6. So we can write t square minus 6t plus t and minus 6 equals to 0. So t into t minus 6 plus 1 t minus 6 is equals to 0. So t minus 6 into t plus 1 is equals to 0. So t is equals to 6, and okay, and t is equals to minus 1. Okay, so t is equals to 6. We can take x cube equals to 6, or we can take y square equals to 6. But we can't take y square equals to minus 1. As you know that x cube and y square are the roots of this equation. Okay, but for any value of, for any real value for y square can't be equals to your 1. Okay, so because we can say that because y square cannot be equals to 1, therefore can say that y square equals to 6 and x cube equals to minus 1. So therefore x is equals to minus 1 and y is equals to under root 6, correct? Y is equals to under root 6. It can be plus or minus 6, can be plus and minus 6. Okay, fine. Now we have to find the argument of x plus iota y equals to theta. Yes, argument of x plus iota y equals to theta, which means here theta is equals to what? Argument of x plus iota y is basically equals to theta is your y by x. Give me a minute. Here we have theta is equals to y by x. We can take in form of y by x, correct? So for that case, we can take tan square theta over here. Okay, So for tan square theta, as you can see here, theta is equals to basically y by x, which means this is tan inverse y by x. Basically it is tan inverse y by x. So theta is your tan inverse y by x. So if I have to find tan square theta, then we need to find the theta. Theta is basically what? Tan inverse y is plus minus root 6 upon your 1 minus 1. X is your minus 1. So therefore we can say that this is tan inverse minus plus root 6. Okay. So here if I put it, so we got this is tan inverse plus minus root 6 plus minus root 6 and taking whole square. So we got 6 over here. Correct. So 6 should be the answer. Option C should be the answer.
हेलो बच्चों, क्या हाल है। तो बेटे आज हम प्रॉब्लम कुछ सॉल्व करेंगे। ठीक है, सीईटी के पहला प्रॉब्लम है साइन स्क्वायर 12 प्लस साइन स्क्वायर 21 प्लस साइन स्क्वायर 39 एंड सो ऑन। तो इसमें बेटे आप ध्यान से देखेंगे कि साइन स्क्वायर 12 और साइन स्क्वायर 21 इसमें कोई कॉम्बिनेशन नहीं बन रहा है, जबकि 39 और बेटे यहाँ पे 48, ठीक है, इनका कॉम्बिनेशन बन रहा है। ठीक है, 9 और 18 के साथ। तो हम क्या करते हैं, कंबाइन कर देते हैं बेटे। हम क्या करते हैं, सबसे पहले बेटे 39 को कंबाइन करेंगे, साइन स्क्वायर 39 माइनस साइन स्क्वायर 9। ठीक है, सिमिलरली साइन स्क्वायर 48 डिग्री, ठीक है, इसको बेटे कंबाइन करते हैं माइनस साइन स्क्वायर 18 डिग्री के साथ। ठीक है, बाकी का जो है टर्म उसको हम छोड़ देते हैं अभी। ठीक है, क्योंकि साइन स्क्वायर ये बन जाएगा हमारा 12 साइन स्क्वायर 21। ठीक है, अब इसको बेटे कंबाइन करने का रीजन ये कि साइन स्क्वायर ए माइनस साइन स्क्वायर बी का फॉर्मूला हमारा लग सकता है। ठीक है, तो वो फॉर्मूला लगा देंगे, बन जाएगा हमारे पास बेटे साइन ए प्लस बी इंटू साइन ए माइनस बी। ठीक है, ये आ गया। सिमिलरली बेटे इसमें भी लग जाएगा साइन 48 प्लस 18 इंटू 48 माइनस 18। ठीक है, ये आ गया। बाकी का टर्म बेटे हम बिल्कुल नहीं छेड़ते। ठीक है, प्लस साइन स्क्वायर 21। ठीक है, अब ये बन गया बेटे हमारा साइन 48 है। ठीक है, साइन 48 बन गया इंटू बेटे साइन 30 यानी कि 1/2। ये बन गया बेटे हमारा साइन ऑफ 8 कितना 66 डिग्री डिवाइडेड बाय साइन 30 बन गया बेटे हमारा 1/2। कितना आ गया। अब बेटे साइन स्क्वायर 12 को लिख सकते हैं 1 माइनस कॉस ऑफ 24/2 और 21 को लिख देंगे 1 माइनस कॉस ऑफ 42 डिग्री बाई 2। ठीक है, अब बेटे यहाँ पूरे में 1 है। ठीक है, अब सेपरेट कर देंगे बेटे। ठीक है, सेपरेट करके क्या बनेगा हमारा 1/2 प्लस 1/2 प्लस बेटे साइन ऑफ 48 डिग्री माइनस ऑफ कॉस 42। ठीक है, इन दोनों को हम कंबाइन कर देंगे क्योंकि बेटे उनकी वैल्यूज जो है सेम आएगी। उसके बाद कंबाइन कर देंगे साइन 66 डिग्री माइनस कॉस 24। हाँ, तो ये तो बेटे हमारा कैंसिल हो जाएगा, ये वाला पार्ट 0 हो जाएगा। ठीक है, और ये वाला पार्ट भी 0 हो जाएगा। ठीक है, तो कैंसिल होने पे हमारा फाइनल आंसर आएगा 1/2 प्लस 1/2 इक्वल टू 1। सो 1 हमारा करेक्ट ऑप्शन आ जाएगा बेटे। ठीक है, 1 हमारा ए ऑप्शन करेक्ट आ गया। ठीक है, एक बार देख लीजिए, चलते हैं नेक्स्ट सम पे।
In the next question, we have B plus C, B C, A C plus A C and A B A plus B. We have to find the value of this. Okay, so we can take the operations over here. Okay, here if I take, let's take A B C. This is A plus B plus C. Here we got 2C. For next we got 2a, this is a plus b plus c, and this is also a plus b plus c. Okay, it not works actually. Let's just taking some basic operations over here. Let's take in C2 C2 minus C3. So we got b plus c, b, c. Okay, here we got 0, c plus a minus b, c minus a minus b. Okay, here we have a, b, and a plus b. Okay, now we got b plus c into multiply with that. Okay, so here we have ca plus bc plus multiply with that a square minus b square. Similarly, minus we can take bc minus ab and minus b square. Correct? Okay, then we can take plus a. For this case, we got bc minus ab minus b square. Then we have to take minus sign, and then we got c square plus ca and minus bc. Okay, now we have b plus c. Okay, here we have bc in positive, here we have in negative, so we can cancel out both. Okay, now here we have b square negative, we got b square in positive, we can cancel out again. And here we got a square minus minus plus ab, okay, and then plus ca. Okay, that's all. Now in the next step we have a into, here we have bc positive, here again we have bc positive. Okay, here we have ab and ca, so we can write 2bc minus ab minus ca, okay, minus b square and minus c square. Okay, here we have minus c square minus ca plus bc, so we got 2bc minus ab and minus b square. Okay, now if I multiply it with b, so we got a square b plus ab square plus abc plus ca square plus abc plus abc plus c square a. Similarly, here we have 2abc minus a square b minus ca square minus ab square minus c square a. Correct. Now you can see here all the other values like a square b, okay, ab square, c square a, okay, and ca square are cancelled out. So we have abc, abc and 2abc. So finally we got 4abc. Okay, and 4abc will be the final answer. Option A should be the correct answer. Okay, now in the next question we have to find the value of this. Okay, so we have to find the range of the given function, the range of the f of x. Okay, so now in that case we have f of x. We know that cos square x is greater than equals to 0, lesser than equals to 1. We can take 1 plus cos square x. This is greater than equals to 1 and lesser than equals to 2. Okay, if I take it in greatest integer, okay, if I take it in greatest integer, so for this case 1 plus cos square x, it belongs, either we got value 1 or we got the value 2. Okay, yes. Therefore, let's talk about sec inverse 1 plus cos square x. Okay, it belongs from sec inverse 1 and sec inverse 2 only. So the range is basically sec inverse 1 and sec inverse 2. Option C should be the correct answer. Okay,
आगे चलते हैं बेटे। एफ एक्स की वैल्यू गिवन है हमें कॉस ऑफ लॉग एक्स। हमें एफ एक्स इंटू एफ वाई -1/2 इंटू एफ ऑफ एक्स बाई वाई प्लस एफ ऑफ एक्स वाई निकालना है। तो हम क्या करते बेटे, यहाँ पे पहले तो देखते बेटे कि एफ ऑफ वाई कितना आएगा। वो आएगा हमारा कॉस ऑफ वाई बेस ई। ठीक है, तो ये आ गया बेटे हमारा एफ ऑफ वाई। अब बेटे लेफ्ट हैंड साइड हमारी बन गई। ठीक है, लेफ्ट हैंड साइड आ गई हमारी एफ एक्स इंटू एफ ऑफ वाई इक्वल टू लॉग एक्स बेस ई इंटू कॉस ऑफ लॉग ऑफ वाई बेस ई। ठीक है, ये आ गया बेटे। अब आर एच एस निकालते हैं। ठीक है, आर एच एस ये आ गई बेटे हमारी एल एच एस। ठीक है, आर एच एस बन रही बेटे हमारी 1/2 लॉग ऑफ कॉस ऑफ लॉग ऑफ एक्स माइनस लॉग ऑफ वाई। ठीक है, एक्स बाई वाई है बेटे, तो एक्स बाई वाई डालेंगे तो बन जाएगा हमारा कॉस ऑफ लॉग एक्स माइनस लॉग वाई। ठीक है, ये आ गया। उसके आगे बेटे प्लस एफ ऑफ एक्स वाई। ठीक है, अब एफ ऑफ एक्स वाई कितना बनेगा बेटे, वो बनेगा हमारा कॉस ऑफ लॉग एक्स ए बेस ई इंटू वाई है। ठीक है, तो ये हमारा बन जाएगा बेटे कॉस ऑफ लॉग ऑफ बेस ई एक्स वाई। ठीक है, अब इसको लॉग एक्स वाई को हम लिख सकते हैं बेटे सेपरेटली लॉग एक्स प्लस लॉग वाई। ठीक है, ऐसा करके भी आगे हम लिख देंगे। ठीक है, अब बेटे हम दोनों को हमें इक्वल भी दिया। ठीक है, तो हमें निकालना है बेटे इसकी वैल्यू। यहाँ बेटे माइनस का साइन है। ठीक है, माइनस करके क्या वैल्यू आएगी हमें निकालना है। तो हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, यहाँ ये 1/2 से है, इसको सेपरेट कर देते हैं, लिख देते हैं कॉस ऑफ लॉग एक्स, ठीक है, लॉग वाई। तो ये हमारा बन गया 1/2 कॉस ए माइनस पी। बेटे इसमें फॉर्मूला लगा देते हैं हम कॉस ए कॉस बी का। ठीक है, कॉस ए माइनस कॉस बी का फॉर्मूला लगा देंगे। ठीक है, अब इसमें बेटे आप देख सकते हैं कि ये बन गया हमारा 1/2 कॉस लॉग एक्स बेस ई माइनस लॉग ऑफ वाई बेस ई। इतना आ गया बेटे, प्लस कॉस ऑफ लॉग एक्स प्लस लॉग ऑफ वाई बेस ई। ठीक है, इतना आ गया बेटे। तो आप देख सकते हैं बेटे इसमें हम फॉर्मूला लगा सकते हैं कॉस ए प्लस कॉस बी का। तो कॉस ए प्लस कॉस बी का फॉर्मूला बेटे लग जाएगा हमारा 2 कॉस ए प्लस बी बाई 2। ठीक है, ए प्लस बी बाई 2 करेंगे तो बेटे हमारा वो आएगा लॉग ऑफ एक्स बेस ई इंटू बेटे कॉस ऑफ ए माइनस बी बाई 2। ए माइनस बी बाई 2 हमारा कुछ नहीं होगा बेटे, वो होगा ए एक्स एक्स वाला पार्ट कट जाएगा, वो आ जाएगा कॉस ऑफ वाई बेस ई। ठीक है, ये आ गया। अब आप देख सकते हैं बेटे ये 2 कटने के बाद आर एच एस हमारा आ रहा है कॉस ऑफ लॉग ऑफ एक्स बेस ई। ठीक है, इधर बेटे था हमारा लॉग ऑफ वाई बेस ई। ठीक है, तो ये आ गया बेटे हमारा कॉस ऑफ लॉग वाई बेस ई। बेटे आप देख सकते हैं एल एच एस इक्वल टू आर एच एस आ रहा है, तो जब उसको सब्ट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो फाइनल आंसर हमारा 0 आ जाएगा। ठीक है, तो 0 बेटे आ जाएगा हमारा फाइनल आंसर। ठीक है, तो 1/2 कैंसिल करने पे बेटे ये आंसर हमारा आ रहा है 0। ठीक है, तो आगे चलेंगे बेटे नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम पे।
in the next question we have A and B. We have to find the value of a raised to 8 equals to a raised to 8 किसके equal होगा, we have to find it. Okay, now in that case if I take A and let's take iota common, so we got 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1, and this is actually equals to B. So A is equals to b iota, correct? So let's talk about a raised to 8. Okay, a raised to 8. So this is equals to b iota and raised to 8, correct? b iota raised to 8. Now we can write iota power 8 into b power 8. So iota power 4 whole power 2, correct, into b power 8. Okay, let's talk about b power 8. Okay, so if I take b square over here, so we can write 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1. Okay, 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1. Let's try to solve it. So here we got 1 plus minus minus plus 1, this is equals to 2. Minus 1, correct, this is your minus 1, then minus 1, so it is equals to minus 2. Minus 1 minus 1, this is equals to minus 2. 1 and 1, this is equals to 2. So if I take 2 common, so 1 minus 1 minus 1 and 1, correct, and this is actually equals to b. So b square is equals to 2b. Yes, b square is actually equals to 2b. If I take square of it, okay, if I take square of it, so b power 4 is equals to 4b square. Now b square is equals to 2b, so it is equals to 8b, correct? Therefore, if I take again square of it, so we can write 8b whole square. Therefore, we got b power 8 is equals to 8 square is 64 into b square, correct, into b square. Now b square is actually equals to 2b. Okay, so we can write 128b. So b power 8 is actually equals to 128b. So here we can write 128b. So finally we got 128b. Okay, so option D should be the correct answer. Okay, in the next question we have x equals to sine inverse sine 10 and y equals to cos inverse cos 10. Okay, so here we can write for sine 10 sine inverse. Okay, we can we can write sine 3 pi minus 10. Okay, this is near to 3 pi, 10 is near to 3 pi, correct? So we can write 3 pi minus 10. Okay, for 3 pi minus 10, this overall we got 3 pi minus 10. Okay, next for this case we have cos inverse cos 10, cos inverse cos 4 pi minus 10. So again we got cos 10 for cos 4 pi minus 10. So therefore this is equals to 4 pi minus 10. Therefore y minus x is equals to 4 pi minus 10 minus 3 pi minus 10. So it is equals to 4 pi minus 3 pi is pi, minus 10 plus 10 cancel out. So y minus x equals to pi. Okay, so here option A should be the correct answer. In the next question we have f of x and g of x here given. So f of g of x is, okay, now for that case f of g of x is equals to, here in place of x we can write sin x if sin x is greater than 1 and minus sin x if sin x is less than equals to 1. Okay, because this is not possible, we know that sin x belongs in between it is greater than equals to -1 and lesser than equals to 1. So it can't be equals to, it can't be greater than 1. So this case is not possible. This case is not possible. If this case is not possible, we have only one case. Sin x is less than equals to 1. For that we got -x. Okay, let's check for the continuity. Continuous or not at x equals to 0. So let's take at x equals to 0. So if I talk about the left hand limit, we can write here x tends to 0 negative. So for minus sin x, here if I take 0 minus h, okay, if I take limit h tends to 0 minus sin 0 minus h. So finally we got sin h and it is equals to 0. Now let's talk about the right hand limit. For right hand limit x tends to 0 positive. If I take minus sin x, now again we can take 0 plus h. So this is minus sin h. It is also equals to 0. Okay. If I talk about 0 also, because sin x is less than equals to 1, which means sin x can be equals to 0. So we can take f of 0. So sin 0 minus sin 0. This is also equals to 0. So left hand limit, right hand limit and the f of 0 are equal. Okay. Are equal, which means it is continuous at x equals to 0. Correct? It is continuous at x equals to 0. F of g of 0. Correct? So it is continuous at x equals to 0, and obviously this is incorrect, this is also incorrect. In the next question we have a complete equation. So for this case we can write sin inverse x plus sin inverse 1 minus x square, it is equals to pi by 2 minus cos inverse x plus pi by 2 minus cos inverse 1 minus x square. Okay, so for this case, pi by 2 sin inverse x, pi by 2 sin inverse 1 minus x. Okay, now if I take transposition of sin inverse x over here, so we got 2 times sin inverse x 2 times sin inverse 1 minus x. Pi by 2 plus pi by 2 is equals to pi. Therefore we can write sin inverse x plus sin inverse 1 minus x square is equals to pi by 2. Correct? So this is equals to pi by 2. Now we have to find the sum of all the solution of the equation. So here we can write sin inverse 1 minus x square, it is equals to pi by 2 minus sin inverse x. Okay. Therefore we got sin inverse 1 minus x square, it is equals to cos inverse x. Okay. So therefore we can take sin inverse 1 minus x square, it is equals to sin inverse under root 1 minus x square. So here we can write 1 minus x square is equals to under root 1 minus x square. Okay. Now we can find the values. Okay. Now we can find the values over here. So let's take 1 minus x square equals to y. So therefore we can write y is equals to under root y. Okay. So y square minus y equals to 0. Correct. Therefore y into y minus 1 equals to 0. So here y is equals to 0 and y is equals to 1. We got two values of y. So therefore we can write 1 minus x square equals to 0 okay, and 1 minus x square is equals to 1 also. Now here x square is equals to 1 and here x square equals to 0. So value of x is plus minus 1 and here value of x is equals to 0. Now we have to find the sum of all the solution of the equation. Okay, we have to take the sum of all the equations, all the solutions, sum of all the solution equals to 1 plus 0 minus 1, which is equals to 0. So sum is equals to 0. So option C should be the correct answer. Okay. Now we have another question. Okay. The equation over here. So let's take over here. Let's take log x base 10 is equals to t. Okay. Log x base 10 equals to t. So starting from here, we have 2 plus t whole cube plus here we have t. So this is t minus log 10 base 10 is 1 minus 1 cube. It is equals to, we can write 1 plus. For this case, we can write it 2 log x base 10, correct? So this is equals to 2t and whole power 3, correct? And whole power 3. So for this case, let a is equals to 2 plus t, b is equals to t minus 1. So a plus b is equals to 2 plus t minus 1. So we got 1 plus 2t, correct? So therefore we can say that here a cube plus b cube is equals to a plus b whole cube. If a is equals to 0 or b is equals to 0 और a plus b is equals to 0, ये केस होगा तभी ये पॉसिबल होगा. ओके, बेसिकली क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं? बेसिकली यू नो दैट a plus b whole cube is equals to a cube plus b cube plus 3ab into a plus b. So in that case, the term 3ab into a plus b is equals to 0 if a is equals to 0 or b is equals to 0 or a plus b equals to 0. Okay, so for that case we can conclude that let's take a equals to 0. If a equals to 0, which means 2 plus t equals to 0, therefore t is equals to minus 2, correct? So for that case we can write log x base 10 is equals to minus 2. So therefore x is equals to 2 raised to minus 2, 10 raised to minus 2, which is equals to 1 upon 100. So x is equals to 1 upon 100. Now next, for b equals to 0, if I take t minus 1 equals to 0, so t is equals to 1. So therefore log x base 10 is equals to 1, x is equals to 10. X is equals to 10. Here x is equals to 1 by 100, correct? Now next we have a plus b. A plus b is equals to 1 plus 2t. 1 plus 2t is equals to 1 plus 2 into t is log x base 10 and it is equals to 0, correct? So here we can write log x base 10, it is equals to minus 1 upon 2. Therefore x is equals to 10 raised to minus 1 upon 2, which is equals to 1 upon under root 10, correct? So we got some values. Here we have x equals to 1 upon 100. Next we have x equals to 1 upon 10 and next we have x equals to 1 upon under root 10. Okay, check the options. So we have 2 irrational no, we have 1 irrational yes and 2 rational solutions. So yes, it is correct. So option B should be the correct answer. Okay, so here we have 1 rational, as you can see. Here we have 1 upon 100, it is your rational. Next 10 is also a rational solution. Next 1 upon under root 10 is an irrational solution. Okay, that's why we can say that option B should be the correct answer. Okay, Now next question we have here, cot inverse A plus B, AB plus 1 upon A minus B, okay, and BC plus 1 upon B minus C, and so on. So here we can take, let's take in form of tan inverse. So A minus B upon 1 plus AB. Similarly here we can write tan inverse B minus C upon 1 plus BC. Similarly here we can take tan inverse C minus A upon 1 plus C. Here also we know that A is greater than B, B is greater than C, okay, and your A is greater than C. So here A is greater than C also. So in that case we have, in that case A is greater than B, it is positive. B is greater than C, it is also positive. But here we have A is greater than C, correct? Here we got A is greater than C. So we can write it normally because A is greater than B. So this portion, this argument is your positive. Okay. For this case B is greater than C, this argument is also positive. For here A is greater than C, okay, because here we have A is greater than all. Okay, so here we have A is greater than C, that's why this is not positive. Okay, this is negative because A and C, because A and C both are greater than 0. Yes, A and C, A is greater than B, greater than C is greater than 0, which means A and C both are positive number. So A into C is greater than 0. So AC is positive. 1 is positive. So overall the denominator is positive. Now the numerator part is negative. So here we can say that C minus A is less than 0 because A is greater than C. Okay, that's something we can conclude over here. Okay, now so here we can write it in form of tan inverse A minus tan inverse B plus tan inverse B minus tan inverse C, but we can't write it like that. So from converting from cot inverse to tan inverse, we have to add pi over here, okay, because it is negative. This is overall less than 0, correct? So we have to take pi over here. So we can write pi plus, now we can write tan inverse C minus tan inverse A. So tan inverse A cancel out, tan inverse B and tan inverse C cancel out. So therefore we got pi as the final answer. Okay, so pi is the final answer. Option B should be the correct answer. In the next question we have to find the minor of A 2, 3, which means this is this talk about the element from second row and third column, correct? From the second row and the third column, talk about this. Okay, so here minor for 2, 3 is equals to your 5 minus 2, 6 and 7. So this is 35 minus 12. So 35 plus 12, this is equals to 47. So 47 will be the minor of A23. So 47, option A should be the correct answer.
अब बेटे यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहे हैं कि बेटे ए और बी दो पॉइंट्स हैं इस लाइन पे, ठीक है। मान लो एक ये लाइन है बेटे, ठीक है, और ये एक पॉइंट है ए बी। अब इसकी इक्वेशन गिवन है बेटे +3 इज इक्वल टू 0 और पी हमारा एक पॉइंट है बेटे 1,2, ठीक है। इस पे परपेंडिकुलर डालने पे, क्योंकि पी बी के इक्वल है, ये गिवन है, तो बेटे क्या होगा, जो इस पे हम परपेंडिकुलर डालेंगे ना, ये वाला पॉइंट एम, वो मिड पॉइंट होगा ए बी का, क्योंकि देखो बेटे वो परपेंडिकुलर बाइसेक्टर हो जाएगा, है ना। एक बार देख लीजिए, अब मिड पॉइंट है बेटे ए बी का, वो एम होगा, वो परपेंडिकुलर होगा, उसका फुट ऑफ परपेंडिकुलर बन जाएगा, ठीक है, उसका। तो अब ये जो पॉइंट है, मान लीजिए बेटे ये जो गिवन है हमें पी है, ठीक है। हमें m की वैल्यू निकालनी, ठीक है। तो हम क्या करते हैं बेटे, पहले देखते हैं कि जो लाइन गिवन है उसकी वैल्यू क्या है, y इज इक्वल टू 2x प्लस 3। वहाँ से बेटे हमारे पास स्लोप आ गई है, वो आ गई m हमारी 2, ठीक। तो इसकी स्लोप बेटे 2 है, ठीक है। अब इसकी स्लोप बेटे जो है pm की आ जाएगी, स्लोप ऑफ pm आ जाएगी बेटे -1/2, ठीक है। तो इसकी स्लोप बेटे आ गई हमारी -1/2, तो इक्वेशन आ गई बेटे y माइनस 2 अपॉन x माइनस 1। ये इक्वेशन आ गई बेटे इसकी pm की, ठीक है। pm की इक्वेशन आ गई, इक्वेशन ऑफ pm। इसको बेटे हम सॉल्व कर देंगे अगर इक्वेशन ऑफ pm ए बी के साथ, तो हमारे पास पॉइंट आ जाएगा, ठीक है। सॉल्व कर देते हैं। तो पहले इसको क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, 1 माइनस एक्स इक्वल टू 2y माइनस 4, ठीक है। तो ये आ गया बेटे हमारा x प्लस 2y इज इक्वल टू 5, ठीक है। पहली इक्वेशन आ गई बेटे इक्वेशन ऑफ pm। अब बेटे पुरानी इक्वेशन हमारी थी 2x माइनस वाई प्लस 3 इज इक्वल टू 0। ये इक्वेशन थी बेटे हमारी ऊपर वाली लाइन की ए बी की, ठीक है। दोनों को करेंगे सॉल्व। अब सॉल्व करने के लिए बेटे दूसरी इक्वेशन को मल्टीप्लाई कर दो 2 से, ठीक है। 2 से मल्टीप्लाई कर देंगे तो ये आ जाएगा बेटे हमारा 4x माइनस 2y प्लस 6 इक्वल टू 0, ठीक है। अब ये इक्वेशन बेटे इसको ले लो आप फर्स्ट, इसको ले लो बेटे आप सेकंड, ठीक है। तो सबट्रैक्ट करेंगे तो आ जाएगा बेटे हमारे पास 3x। हाँ अच्छा, सबट्रैक्ट करने पे आप देख रहे हो बेटे कि 2y कैंसिल नहीं हो रहा, तो ऐड कर देते हैं, ठीक है। ऐड कर देंगे, ऐड करने में 5x इक्वल टू हमारा आ रहा है बेटे 5x इक्वल टू x प्लस 1 5x, और वहां पे आ रहा है बेटे हमारा 5 माइनस 6, ठीक है। तो बेटे x की वैल्यू आ रही है हमारी -1/5। तो -1/5 बेटे डालने पे y की वैल्यू हमारी आ जाएगी 13/5। तो फर्स्ट ऑप्शन बेटे हमारा आ जाएगा, ठीक है। तो इसमें हम दोबारा से इसको x की वैल्यू बेटे यहाँ डाल भी देते हैं तो चेक हो जाएगा, ठीक है। ये वैल्यू बेटे x की -1/5 प्लस बेटे 2y, इसकी वैल्यू आ गई हमारा 5, ठीक है। यहाँ से y निकालेंगे बेटे 5 प्लस 1/5 इज इक्वल टू 2y, और y आ जाएगा बेटे हमारा 13/5। तो हो बेटे आपको तीनों क्वेश्चन समझ आ गए। आंसर आ रहा है हमारा ए ऑप्शन -1/5 कॉमा 13/5। चलो
Next we have, if sin inverse x, sin inverse y, sin inverse z equals to 3 pi by 2. Okay, so the maximum value for sin is your 1, correct, as you know that. So for, let's talk about, okay, sin inverse x. Okay, for sin inverse x, the maximum value over here is your pi by 2, correct. ये कहाँ तक जाएगा आपके पास, पाई बाई 2। देखो पाई बाई 2 हो सकता है ना, उससे आगे आप क्या जा सकते हो, उससे आगे आप कुछ जा ही नहीं सकते। ओके, सो देयरफॉर वी कैन से दैट दिस इज पॉसिबल only if sin inverse x, sin inverse y, sin inverse z all are equals to pi by 2. Okay, if all are equals to pi by 2, the sum is equals to 3 pi by 2. Now then the value of this, you have to find the value of this. So here x is equals to, okay, so sin inverse x is equals to pi by 2, which means if I talk about x, so x becomes your sin pi by 2, and sin pi by 2 equals to 1. So here therefore we can take sin, for sin inverse x equals to pi by 2, x equals to 1. Similarly for y equals to 1, and for z we got the value 1. Okay, therefore we can take x raised to 2024, okay, x raised to 2022, y raised to 2022, z raised to 2022 minus 9 upon x raised to 2023, y raised to 2023, z raised to 2023. So we can write 1 plus 1 plus 1 minus 9 upon 1 plus 1 plus 1 So we got 3 minus 9 by 3, which is again equals to 3. So we got value 0. Okay. So here option A should be the correct answer. Okay. Now we have next question. Here we have x square, x1 square plus x2 square plus 2x1 plus 1 equals to 0. Okay. And here we have same for y. Now equation of line joining these 2 points. Okay. So let's take here, from here we can take x1 square plus x2 plus x1 whole square is equals to 0. Okay. For this case we can take y1 plus 1 whole square and y2 plus 1 whole square. Correct. And it is equals to 0. Correct. So it is possible only if x1 is equals to 0 and x2 plus 1 equals to 0. So here x1 equals to 0 and x2 equals to minus 1. Here x1 equals to 0 and x2 is equals to minus 1. Similarly here we can write y1 plus equals to 0 and y2 plus 1 equals to 0. So therefore y1 equals to minus 1 and y2 is also equals to minus 1. Correct. So here we have x1, y1, x2 and y2. So as you can see, x1 is 0, y1 is minus 1. Okay. So x1 is 0, y1 is minus 1, x1 0, y1 minus 1 and x2 minus 1, y2 is also minus 1. Square 2y1 and plus 1. Okay. So let's take x2 minus 1 and y2 is also minus 1. So it is somewhere over here. Okay. Now in that case, the line joining the two points are parallel to x-axis. Okay. And the distance over here is your minus 1. So we can say that the equation is y equals to minus 1. Correct. The equation is y equals to minus 1. Option D should be the correct answer. Okay. So here as you can see, this is parallel to your x-axis. So the equation should be in the form of y equals to b and distance over here is minus 1. So y equals to minus 1 should be the equation. Okay. So option D should be the correct answer. The next question we have number of 6-digit number whose sum of the digits is 49. Okay. So basically we have to find the number of 6-digit number and the sum of the digits is equals to 49. That's also we have to take care of it. Okay. Now we can take each digit in form of 9 minus x. What do you mean by that? So if I take 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 and 9. Okay. So the sum is equals to 54. Correct. So the sum is equals to 54, which means to make it 49, there might be chance that one of the value should be one or more of the value should your lesser than 9. Correct. Basically अगर आपके पास इसको let's if you want to take it 49, so you can take 8. Okay. 8, 8, 8, 8 and 8. Okay. This is 48. Now if I take 9 over here, this become 49. Correct. This become what? Your 49. if I take any of other value 9, let's take second digit 9, so I have to take all other digit equals to 8, correct? ये करना पड़ेगा. If I take, let's take 9 9 9 9 9, okay, so I have to take 4 over here, so it become your 49, okay. So as you can see over here, the values are, okay, the values are basically near to 9, but it should be equals to 9 or lesser than 9, करेक्ट. ये क्या हो सकता है, 9 के इक्वल हो सकता है और 9 से छोटा हो सकता है. क्या मैं कोई वैल्यू 0 ले सकता हूँ? वी कांट टेक अ वैल्यू 0, okay. So if I take value 0 over here, if I take all other digits equals to 9 and one of the value equals to 0, this is equals to 45, this sum is equals to 45, this can't be equals to 49, so we can't take 0 over here. Least value we can take, least value for all, if I take all the value equals to 9, the least value is 4, okay, the least value is 4, we can't take any value lesser than 4, okay. So basically we have some conditions over here, correct. Basically we have some condition, we can't take 0, we can't take 1, we can't take 2, we can't take 3, okay, we can't take these 4 numbers first of all, okay. We can take 4 only if other all digits are equals to 9. Yes, we can take 5 if one of the digits is equals to 8, correct. We can take 6 if any other digits equals to 7, okay. So we can take it in such a way that, let me write it, we can take it such a way that this is equals to 9 minus x1 for A, 9 minus x2 for B, 9 minus x3 for C, 9 minus x4 for D, 9 minus x5 for E, and 9 minus x6 for F, and it is equals to, because 9 plus 9 plus 9 6 times equals to 54, correct. So there should be 5 over here, correct. There should be 5 over here. Okay, this is, no, we can take 54, correct. Okay, let's take equals to 49. Now x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 plus x5 plus x6, if I take transposition of x1 x2 x3 till x6 in the right hand side, so we'll get 54 minus 49 equals to 5, okay. Now we got 6 places and this sum should be equals to 5, okay. So therefore we have to find the number of 6 digits such number whose sum of the digits is equals to 49. Therefore number of 6 digit number is equals to, we have total sum is 5 and the places are 6, so 5 plus 6 minus 1, C6 minus 1, which is equals to 10C5, okay, because for n different things and for r places, number of ways to distribution is n plus r minus 1 C r minus 1, okay. So therefore 10C5 should be the correct answer, option C should be the correct answer, okay. Move to the next question. we have the domain. We have to find the domain of the definition of function is given. Okay, so here we have, we can take cos inverse x plus, here we have f of x equals to cos inverse x plus greatest integer of x from -1 to 1. Okay, now let's check the options over here. So let's check option A. So if I put x equals to 0, it satisfies the condition. If I put x equals to 0, it satisfies the condition or not. Okay, so if I put 0, it is equals to 0, it satisfies the condition. If I put 1, this is 1 plus 1 plus 2. Okay, it not satisfy the condition. Okay, so value greater than 1 not satisfy the condition. Let's check any another value. Let's check x equals to 0.5. Okay, let's check x equals to 0.5. So we have 0.5, and for 0.5 we have plus 0 less than equals to 1. It satisfy the condition. Okay, so value greater than value equals to 1 and greater than 1 not satisfy the condition. Okay, value greater than 0 but lesser than 1 are satisfy the condition. Let's check for x equals to 0.9. Let's check for 0.9. So -1, here we have 0.9. For 0.9 greatest integer value is 0. Okay, so it is in between this. Okay, it satisfy the condition. Now let's check for negative value. Let x equals to -1. Okay, so -1, we have to take -1. For -1 we got -2 over here in greatest integer value. So this not satisfy the condition. Correct. Satisfy the condition, satisfy the condition, satisfy the condition. This is not satisfy the condition. Okay, so it can't be any real value. First of all, it can't be any real value. Real value other than integer. Talk about the real value other than integer. So let's take one more example. Let's take -0.5. Let's take -0.5. So this is -0.5. For -0.5, the greatest integer value is -1. So it is equals to -1.5. It is also not satisfy the condition. So all real values other than integer are not satisfy the condition. Okay, all values from 0 to infinite not satisfy the condition. Okay, only 0 to 1 satisfy the condition. So here we can say that the domain of the given definition, the domain is from 0 to 1, where 0 is included but 1 is not included. Okay, next we have to find the value of a and b are obtained by the throwing an unbiased die 2 times. Okay, unbiased die 2 times. What is the probability that the roots of the equation are real and distinct? Now here we have a and b are obtained by throwing an unbiased die 2 times. We have throw unbiased die 2 times. Okay, so for that case ns is equals to 36. We got 36 pair if I throw unbiased die 2 times. Okay, now in the next case for ax square minus 2bx plus 7 equals to 0. What is the probability that the roots of this equation are real and distinct? For real and distinct root, for real and distinct roots, okay, we can do one thing. D should be greater than equals to 0. So minus 2b square minus 4 into a into c greater than equals to 0. So 4b square minus 4 into 7a is greater than equals to 0. Okay, so therefore b square minus 7 is greater than equals to 0. So here we have b square is greater than equals to 7a. Okay, b square is greater than equals to 7a. Now we have to find the all the ordered pair which is favorable for this condition. So now if I take 1 over here for a equals to 1, it not satisfy the condition because here b square is greater than equals to a. Okay, so if I put 1, 1 is not satisfy the condition. If I put 1, 2 is also not satisfy the condition because 2 square is 4. If I put 1, 3 is satisfy the condition because 3 square is 9. Okay, so 1 4 is also 1 5 satisfy the condition and 1 6 satisfy the condition. Let's talk about for a equals to 2. Okay, here one thing you should know that E is a comma b. Okay, E is a comma b where a and b are in between 1 to 6. Okay, and the condition is b square is greater than equals to 7. This is in roster form. Now for 2, this is 14. Okay, so for 14, 4 should satisfy the condition. 4, 5 and 6 should satisfy the condition. Let's talk about 7 into 3, 21. Okay, so 4 is not satisfy the condition. 5 satisfy the condition. For 3, 5 and 6 only are satisfy the condition. Let's take 4 over here. This is 28. So only 6 satisfy the condition. Okay, let's take for 5. Okay, 5 into 7 is 35. Only 6 satisfy the condition. And for 6, none of the values satisfy the condition. Okay, so these are some pairs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So therefore we can say that number of favorable outcome is equals to 11 over here. Now we have to find the probability. Is equals to NE upon NS. So 11 by 36. 11 by 36 should be the probability. Okay, so which option is correct? Option C should be the correct answer. Okay, in the next question we have A and B. A is symmetric matrix and B is skew symmetric matrix. So some of these symmetric and skew symmetric matrix are given. So in that case, difference of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix is equals to transpose of this. Okay, so in that case A minus B is equals to 2, 3, 5 and minus 1 over here. So here A plus B is 2, 3, 5 minus 1. If I add both, we got 2A and then we have 4, 8, 8 minus 2. Therefore, we can say that A is equals to 2, 4, 4 and minus 1. Also, if I put value of A over here, so we got the value of B. So if I put A value over here, so 2 minus 2 is 0. Okay, 3 minus 4 is minus 1. 5 minus 4 is 1, minus 1 and minus 1 is equals to 0. So B is equals to this. So let's talk about AB, product of both. Okay, so therefore 2 into 0 is 0, 4 into 1 is 4. Minus 2 and 0. 0 minus 1. Okay, then minus 4 and 0. So 4 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4. This will be the correct answer. 4 minus 2 minus 1 minus 4. Option B should be the correct answer over here. Okay. Now in the next question we have asked for, we have given PA. PA is 0.7, PB is 0.4, PA intersection B is 0.3. We have to find PA intersection B dash. Okay. Okay, complement of B. So for this case, PA intersection complement of B is equals to PA minus PA intersection B. Okay. So basically PA intersection complement of B. Okay, which means A and complement of B. So other than B, which means this part only. Okay. So if I subtract A intersection B from A, so we got this part. Okay. So for this case, PA is given, it is 0.7. PA intersection B is 0.3. Now we have answer 0.4. 0.4 will be the answer. Okay. So 0.4, not 0.42. Okay, 0.4. So let's write it in form of 4 by 10. So this become 2 by 5. So 2 by 5 we can say that option A should be the correct answer. Okay. Next we have the arithmetic mean of the first n natural number. Okay. The arithmetic mean of the first n natural number. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 till n terms upon n. This is the arithmetic mean. Okay. Therefore we can write n into n plus 1 by 2 whole upon n. So we got n plus 1 by 2. Correct. So here we have n plus 1 by 2. Option B should be the correct answer. Next we have A is a metric. It is n cross n matrix where each element represented by Aij. Here we have k is scalar. Okay, scalar value. Then we have to find the value of determinant of Ka, and it is always equals to k raised to n into determinant of A. Okay, this will be the answer. This will be the direct rule you should remember. Okay, so here k raised to n determinant of A. Option A should be the correct answer. In the next question, we have tan inverse x plus 2 into cot inverse x equals to 2 pi by 3. Then we have to find the value of x. Okay, so here we have here we can write tan inverse x plus cot inverse x plus cot inverse x. This is equals to 2 pi by 3. So now this is equals to pi by 2. Okay, plus cot inverse x equals to 2 pi by 3. So cot inverse x equals to 2 pi by 3 minus pi by 2. For this case we got 6 over here, 4 pi minus 3 pi, which is equals to pi by 6. Okay, so the value of cot pi by 6 means 30 degree. So cos 30 degree is root 3. So x is equals to root 3. Option C should be the correct answer. We have to find the value of d. Okay, so to finding the value of d over here, we can take, let's take x equals to 0 over here. If I taking x equals to 0, all the three terms are 0. Then we got d only, and here we have 0, 1, minus 1, minus 3, 0, 2, 3, -4 and 0. Okay. Now the expansion 1 into this is 0 minus 3 into 2 is 6. Okay. So because it is 1, we have to take it -1. Next, again -1 we have. For 1 this is 0 minus 6. For -1 we have 12 minus 0. So it is equals to 6 minus 12. It is equals to -6. Okay. The value of D should be equals to -6. Option C should be the correct answer. We have ellipse inscribed in the rectangle. Okay, so let's take rectangle over here. It looks like this. Okay, suppose it looks like this, and we have ellipse inscribed in this rectangle. We have ellipse. It looks like this. Okay, inscribed in the rectangle. Okay, now we can take. Let's draw it like this. Okay. Now we can take a director circle over here. Okay, so here the director circle, equation of the director circle, over here is x square plus y square is equals to a square plus b square for the ellipse. Okay, and here the radius is under root a square plus b square. Correct? Here the radius is under root a square plus b square, because this rectangle, okay, because this rectangle inscribed the ellipse over here. So we can say that the distance between A to C, therefore here this is radius. The distance between A to C is equals to 2r, which is equals to 2 into under root a square plus b square, which is equals to 2 into under root your a square plus b square. Now here we have AC is like this. Another thing we have that length and width in the ratio of 3 raised to 2. Okay, length and width in the ratio of 3 into 2. Okay, so we can take, let L is equals to 3k and B is equals to 2k. Correct? So we can take 3k over here and 2k over here. Correct? Here we have 2k and here 3k. Now in such case, what we can do over here, here we have AC, we know that the distance of AC. Similarly, for that case, for this particular case, this AC square is should be equals to AD square. This should be equals to AD square plus your CD square. How? Because the director circle goings from the vertices of this given rectangle. It is only possible when because this is This is the center of the circle, also the center of the ellipse. Okay, and this is the diameter. Diameter makes 90 degree over here. Therefore, we can take Pythagoras theorem. So AC square equals to AD square plus CD square. Therefore, we can say that AC square, which means 4 into A square plus B square, this is equals to AD. AD is 2K, so 2K square, and CD is 3K square. Correct. So now we can say that we have 4K square and 9K square. So 13K square is equals to 4 into A square plus B square. Now we have K square equals to 4 into A square plus B square upon 13. Correct? Is upon 13. Now what we have to find? We have to find the area of the rectangle. Correct? Therefore, area of rectangle ABCD is equal to length into width. Okay, so here length is 3K, width is 2K. So we can write 6 into K square. So 6 into 4 into A square plus B square upon 13. Okay, so therefore 24 into A square plus B square and whole upon 13. So 24 into A square plus B square upon 13. So option B should be the correct answer. Okay, now we have next question. All x satisfying the given inequality and lie in the interval. Lie in which interval? They ask for. Okay, so let's take cot inverse x equals to y. Okay, therefore the inequality over here is y square minus 7y plus 10 is greater than 0. So we can write y minus 5 into y minus 2 is greater than 0. According to inequality, we can say that y belongs from minus infinite to 2 union 5 to infinite. Okay, therefore y is lesser than 2 and y is greater than 5. Correct? Because y is cot inverse x, we can put cot inverse x is lesser than 2 and cot inverse x is greater than 5. Correct? So here if I try to okay, first of all here cot inverse x is greater than 5. Okay, but the value of cot inverse x, but the maximum value of cot inverse x is equals to pi, and pi is equals to 3.14. Okay, so this is not possible. Correct? Not possible, because maximum value of cot is equals to pi. So it can't be greater than 5, first of all. Second thing, if I take cot both side over here, so cot inverse x, okay, and here cot 2. So because cot inverse x is a decreasing function, the inequality is change. Okay, reason because cot inverse x is a decreasing function. Okay, so we can say that x should be greater than cot 2. Okay, and this will be the answer. X should be greater than. Okay, so which option is correct? X should be greater than cot 2. So in that case, option C should be the correct answer. From cot 2 to infinite, this will be the values for x satisfy this given inequality. Okay. In the next question we have to find the domain. Okay, we have to find the domain. So here we can say that x square minus 1 should be greater than 0. Also 3 plus x also should be greater than 0, but 3 plus x should not equals to 1, which means x should not equals to minus 2. Correct, x should not equals to minus 2. So here x square is greater than 1, and here x is greater than your minus 3. X is greater than minus 3 but not your equals to 2. In that condition x square is greater than 1, which means x belongs from minus infinite to minus 1 union 1 to infinite. Okay, here x belongs from minus 3 to infinite. Okay, and here we have x not equals to 2. Okay, therefore if I take common interval over here, so we can say that here x from minus 3 to infinite. Therefore we can say that x from minus 3 to minus 2, because minus 2 is not included. Okay, we can take union, then we can take minus 2 to minus 1 according to this interval, and after then we can take from 1 to infinite, from 1 to infinite. Okay, so which option is correct? Minus 3 to minus 2, minus 2 minus 1, 1 to infinite. Option C should be the correct answer. Okay, in the next question we have del. So we have del, then we have to find the cofactor of A21 to 1. Okay, so A21, cofactor of A21, correct, which means minus 1 raised to 2 plus 1 minor of element A21. So this is equals to minus of minor of element 21. So second row and first column. So this is the second row and we have first column. So talk about this element. So here we have the minor should be H, G, F, C. So that's why we have HC minus FG. Correct. So now we can say that FG minus HC should be the right answer. Check the options. FG minus SC. Option B should be the correct answer. Okay. In the next question, we have we can write in form of, first of all, let's simplify it. Let's take sin x into 1 upon root 2 plus cos x into 1 upon root 2 plus 3. Okay, therefore we have log 2. So sin x sin pi by sin x cos pi by 4, cos x sin pi by 4. Therefore we can take sin x plus pi by 4 according to identity and plus 3. Okay, and here the values are greater than 0. First of all, you should know that the values are greater than 0. This value, overall this value is greater than 0. So we know that sin x plus pi by 4, first of all, it should be greater than equals to 1 and it should be lesser than equals to minus 1. Sorry, greater than equals to minus 1 and lesser than equals to 1. Okay, but it can't be lesser than your 0. 0 से बड़ा होना चाहिए. Okay, किसके लिए? Okay, let me check first. Let me add 3 over here. So if I add 3, so we can write sin x plus pi by 4, okay, plus 3 is greater than equals to 2. Okay, this is also correct condition. So here we have to find the range of the given function. We have to find the range of the given function. Let's take log over here. So log 3, no, this become 4. So log 4 base 2. Here we have log sine x plus pi by 4 plus 3 base 2 and log 2 base 2. Okay, so for log 4 base 2 the value is equals to 2. This is your f of x. Okay, and here it is 1. So from 1 to 2. Okay, the range is from 1 to 2. From 1 to 2, and 1 and 2 both are included. Option A should be the correct answer. Okay, next we have a determinant. We have to find which option is correct. Okay, so here we can take operation in third column and in second column. Now first column is a plus b, a plus 2b, a plus 4b. Okay, third column minus second column, so we got b over here, b and b. Similarly, second column minus first column is b, b and b. We have two same rows, sorry, same column, not rows, same column. That's why it is equals to 0, correct? So the value should be equals to 0. The answer is D. Okay, option D should be the correct answer. Next we have to find the domain of this given function. Okay, so here we have sine inverse x is greater than 0. Here also we can say that cos inverse x is also here greater than 0, correct? So for this case we can take here, we have to find the value of domain. Domain means we have to find the value of x. Which values of x satisfy the given condition? Okay, basically all the values of x satisfy the given condition. Now in that case what we can do over here, sine inverse x is greater than 0. When it is greater than 0, ये greater than 0 कब होता है? Okay, so for this case, as you know, greater than 0, so we can take sine inverse x, it can be less than greater than 0, it can be equals to pi by 2, but it can't be equals to 0, correct? So it can be equals to pi by 2. Okay, it can be less than equals to pi by 2, and it is greater than 0. Okay, now let's talk about x over here. So your x belongs from, so it can't be equals to 0, so it can be equals to 1, okay, and can't be equals to 0 over here. Okay. Similarly here for cot inverse x greater than 0, so we can say that cos inverse x, okay, so here we can take it is greater than 0, lesser than equals to pi, correct? So we can say that x is equals to greater than equals to -1 and lesser than equals to, no, it is lesser than 1 and greater than equals to -1, correct? It is lesser than 1, greater than equals to -1. So if I combine both the solution over here, therefore you can say that x is greater than 0 for sure, okay, and x is lesser than 1, okay. So for x belongs from 0 to 1, belongs from 0 to 1, option D should be the correct answer. Okay, you can check the solution. Next question we have, this is the next question, question number 137. We have 12 raised to t minus 3 raised to t minus 4 raised to t and plus 1. So we can take common 3 raised to t. So here we have this is 4 raised to t minus 1. Let's take minus 1, 4 raised to t minus 1, and upon we have under root 2 cos t plus 7 minus 3. Okay, we have to rationalize it. So we have to take plus sign over here, and the limit is t tends to 0. Okay, therefore we got 3 raised to t minus 1 into 4 raised to t minus 1. We can take a t in the denominator, a t in the denominator, okay, for making it in standard form. Now we have under root 2 cos t plus 7 plus 3 upon we have 2 cos t plus 7 and minus 3 square, correct? 2 cos t plus 7 and minus 9, which means it is equals to minus 2. So we can write it directly minus 2. So because we divide with t 2 times, so we have to, okay, if we like divide, we have to multiply over here, correct? We have to multiply over here. Now taking in standard form, so we have 3 raised to t minus 1 upon t into 4 raised to t minus 1 upon t into 1 upon, let's take minus 2 common, so we have 1 minus cos t upon t square and whole into under root 2 cos t plus 7 plus 3. Okay, so here for the value is, we can say that this is log 3 into this is log 4 into minus 2 into 1 upon 2 into, if I put t equals to 0 over here, this become 2 into 1, so this become 9. So 9 under root 9 is 3, so we have 6 over here, correct? So for this case 2 cancel out, so we can write minus 6 log 3 into log 4, correct? Minus 6 log 3 into log 4. Option D should be the correct answer. In the next question, we have f of x given. A, B, C are the real constant. F minus 7 is equals to 7. Then then the range of f7 plus 17 cos x. So here we have f of x ax raised to 7 plus bx raised to 3 plus cx minus 5. Okay, now let's take f of x equals to g of x minus 5. Okay, f of x equals to g of x minus 5. Now what we can do here, g of x is equals to ax raised to 7 plus bx raised to 3 plus cx minus plus cx. If I take minus x over here, so this become minus ax raised to 7 plus bx raised to 3 plus cx. So basically it is equals to minus g of x, correct? So g of minus x is actually equals to minus g of x, correct? Now we can write, this is your equation 1. Okay, so we can write from equation 1, let x equals to minus 7. If I put x equals to minus 7, we got f minus 7, it is equals to g minus 7 and minus 5. F minus 7 is equals to 7. G minus 7, so we can write G minus G7, correct, and minus 5. Therefore, we can write G7, okay, G7 over here and minus 7 over here. So, we got minus 12. So, G7 is equals to minus 12. And again we can take, again let x equals to 7. So, F7 is equals to G7 and minus 5. The value of G7 is minus 12. So, we got minus 17, correct? We got the value minus 17. So, minus 17 is the value of F7. So, therefore, we have to find the value of F7 plus 17 cos x. F7 plus 17 cos x, correct. So, we can take, we know that cos x belongs in between minus 1 and 1. So, 17 cos x belongs in between minus 17 and 7. Therefore, if I add f of 7 in all side, so basically f of 7 is equals to minus 17, correct. So, minus 17 minus 17, this is minus 34 and this is 0. So, the range is equals to range from minus 34 to 0, correct. So, minus 34 to 0, option A should be the correct answer, okay. In the next question we have A and I is the unit matrix of order 2, then A is square, okay, then A is square is equals to, okay. So, here talk about A square, so let's solve it. So, we can solve A square. So, basically 2 into 2 is 4, minus 1 into minus 1 is 1, a total equals to 5. Okay, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2 and minus 1 into minus 2, so we got minus 4. Again, minus 1 into 2 is minus 2 and 2 into minus 1 is minus 2, this is equals to minus 4, correct. Then minus 1 into minus 1 is 1, 2 into 2 is 4, it is equals to 5. Okay. Now we got A square equals to 5 minus 4 minus 4 5, correct. So, which option should be correct over here? So, let's check option. 4 into 2 is 8, 8 minus 3 is 5, correct. 4 into minus 1 is minus 4, minus 3, no, minus 3 no, is minus 4, yes it is correct. And 4 into minus 1, correct, 4 into 2, yes. So, let's take 4a minus 3, try to solve it. 4 into 2 minus 1 minus 1 2 minus 3 into 1 0 0 1. So, now this is 8 minus 3 is 5, minus 4 and 0, minus 4 and 0. Okay, 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, so both will be the both will equals to each other. So, option A should be the correct answer. Okay. If you check it, let's check 3 into 2 is 6 and 6 minus 4 is 2. So, it not satisfy the condition. So, we have option A is the correct match. Okay. Next we have, if the function g of x is differentiable, then the value of k plus m. Okay. Now, in that case, because it is differentiable, because g of x is differentiable, Therefore, it is continuous also. Okay, so we can say that if I take left hand limit at x equals to 3, okay, so let's talk about left hand limit. Limit s tends to 3 negative k under root x plus 1. If I directly substitute it, we'll get 2k. ठीक है, and right hand limit x tends to 3 positive. Here we have mx plus 2. Okay, so it is equals to, this is 3m plus 2. Okay, now left hand limit is equals to right hand limit. So 2k is equals to 3m plus 2. Okay, 2k equals to 3m plus 2. This is your equation 1. Okay, now these are differentiable also, so we can take we can differentiate it also. So differentiation of your g test x over here. Okay, so we can write this is x plus 1 raised to 1 by 2, correct? So for this case we can take, if I take differentiation of that, so we got 1 by 2 and the power is 1 by 2 minus 1. So we got 1 upon x plus 1 over here. For this is equals to m, correct? Okay, this is the condition. So here, so the, if these are differentiable, so left hand derivative is equals to your right hand derivative, correct? Left hand derivative is equals to your right hand derivative, correct? So the left hand derivative, so let's talk about at x equals to 3. So we can take left hand derivative is m and the right hand derivative is k upon, if I put 3 over here, 3 plus 1 is 4, so under root 4 is 2. So overall we got 4 over here. So k is equals to 4m. Therefore we can say that 2 into 4m is equals to 3m plus 2, correct? So it is 8m. So 5m is equals to 2. So m is equals to your 2 by 5. 2 by 5. So this is 2 by 5 and this is 8 by 5, correct? K is equals to 8 by 5. M is equals to 2 by 5. So K plus M is equals to 8 by 5 plus 2 by 5, which is equals to 2. Okay, so 2 will be the correct answer. Option C should be the correct answer. So here we have number of values of K for which the linear equations, the 3 linear equations have non-zero solution. So we have for non-zero solution, okay, have non-zero solution, let del equals to 0. Okay, so for this case we can take 4k 2 k 4 1 and 2 2, 1. This is equals to 0. So 4 into 4 minus 2 minus k into k minus 2, okay, plus 2 into 2k minus 8 is equals to 0. Okay, so we have 4 into 2, we have 8 over here, minus k square plus 2k, okay, plus 4k minus 16 is equals to 0. So therefore we can write k square minus 6k, this is minus 8, so plus 8 is equals to 0. So k minus 2 into k minus 4 is equals to 0. Therefore k is equals to 2 and 4. In the given question we are asked for the number of values of k. So number of values of k is equals to 2. We have two number of values. So option B should be the correct answer. Okay. Now in the next question we have, so tan inverse 1. So the value of tan inverse 1, we know that this is equals to pi by 4. Okay. Cos inverse minus 1 by 2. Okay. For cos inverse minus 1 by 2, as you know that this is 2 pi by 3. Okay. This is 2 pi by 3. Now sin inverse minus 1 by 2 is equals to minus pi by 6. Okay, is equals to minus pi by 6. So now we can write here pi by 4 plus, we can take 6 over here. This is 4 pi minus pi. This become 3 pi. Okay, now here we can take, this is 2 into 2. This is 3 into 2. So we can take it 12. This is 3 pi plus 6 pi. This is 9 pi by 12, which is equals to 3 pi by 4. Correct. So option C, 3 pi by 4 will be the correct answer. Next question we have to find the value of this. Okay. Now in that case, the nth term over here for the numerator part, the nth term is 3n minus 2 plus 3n minus 1 minus 3n. Okay. So if I simplify it, we will get 3n minus 3. So therefore Sn is equals to summation of 3n minus 3. Now Sn is equals to 3 into n plus 1 by 2 minus 3n. Okay. So Sn is equals to 3n square. Here we have 3n square, 3n and minus 6n. So this is equals to minus 3n and divide by 2. So Sn is equals to 3n square divided by 2 minus 3n by 2. Okay, 3n square divided by 2 minus 3n by 2. Because we talk about the sum till infinite. Okay, so we can neglect this small term. Okay, so let's talk about the denominator also over here. For denominator, if I take n power 4 and n power 4 from both the side, we will get n square common. So we got 2 plus 4 upon n cube plus 3 upon n power 4 minus, here we can take 1 plus 5 upon n cube plus 4 upon n power 4. Correct. So if I try to solve it, okay, so we have sum of all terms in the numerator Okay, we have nth term in the denominator. If I taking the limit over here, okay, if I taking the limit, let give it a name. Okay, so let's take it alpha. Okay, let's take it alpha. So here alpha is equals to, so here we can take limit n tends to infinite 3n square upon 2 whole upon n square into under root 2 plus 4 upon n cube plus 3 upon n power 4 minus under root 1 plus 5 upon n cube plus 4 upon n power 4. Okay, this we got. And we have minus 3n upon 2 also. We have minus 3n upon 2 also. But here is the catch. It is very small value because we try to solve it and we take limit n tends to infinite. Because we take limit n tends to infinite, the values are very big over here. Okay, for this case we can say that we can neglect this part, we can avoid this part, avoid a small value, correct. इसको आप क्या कर सकते हो, you can avoid it. Now in such case we can write limit n tends to infinite, we have 3n square by 2 upon n square and we have something in bracket. Okay, and we have something in bracket. Okay, so now in that case we can say that alpha is equals to, because first of all here n square and n square can cancel out. Okay, so we can write this is 3 upon 2, and next thing we have, if I take limit from here, so n tends to infinite, so this becomes 0 0, this becomes 0 0, so we have under root 2 and minus 1. Okay, we got what, under root 2 and minus 1. So here we can write this is under root 2 minus 1 if I taking limit over here, correct, if I taking limit over here. So basically the value of alpha is your 3 by 2 root 2 minus 1, correct. So we can write 3 by 2 root 2 minus 1. So let's try to simplify it. This is root 2 plus 1 upon we have 2 into root 2 minus 1 into root 2 plus 1. So this become 2 minus 1. So alpha is basically is equals to 3 by 2 into root 2 plus 1, correct. So option C should be the correct answer. Okay, next question we have here. A, B, C are points on this given parabola such that angle CBA is equals to pi by 2, which means right angle. Then we have to find the least positive value of the ordinate C. We have to find here. So now in that case, this is a parabola over here. So parabola looks like this. This is the parabola. Y square equals to x plus 4. Okay, this is parabola we have. Okay, so in that case we have point A, B and C. So here point A belong in your y-axis. Okay, point A belong in y-axis. Okay, and we have point B and C, and here we have parabola in form of y square equals to 4ax minus your alpha. So now in that case the parabola looks like this. Okay, here we have value of a is 1 by 4 over here. Okay, now let's suppose a is belongs someone over here 0 comma 2 in your y-axis, okay, and b belong over here, okay, and c belongs over here. Okay, now in that case it looks like this. We have a, b and c, correct. So in such case what we can do here is, let's write x equals to y square minus 4. So if I take x equals to t1, we can write, no, if I take y equals to t1, okay, in such case we can write x equals to t1 square minus 4. Similarly, if I take y equals to t2 in C, so t2 square minus 4 over here, okay, correct. So now in that case this angle CBA is your 90 degree, okay. So because CBA is 90 degree, we can say that because angle CBA is your 90 degree, in that case we can write it is, if it is a 90 degree, we can say that slope of your AB into slope of BC is equals to -1. Let's talk about slope of AB. So here we can write y2 minus y1, so t1 minus 2 upon x2 minus x1, so t1 square minus 4 minus 0 into, here we have t2 minus t1 upon t2 square minus t1 square, it is equals to -4. Now in that case we can write 1 upon, here we have t1 plus 2 into, here we have 1 upon t1 plus t2 plus t1, because t2 minus t1 cancel out, it is equals to your -1. Now next we can do here, we can write 1 equals to t2 plus t1 into, we can write t2 plus t1 plus, we can write t1 plus 2, okay, with a minus sign, so we can take negative sign over here, okay. Now we got t2 t1 plus 2 t2 plus t1 square plus 2 t1, okay. Therefore we can write t1 square, here we have t1 and t1, so we can write t2 plus 2 plus 2 into t1, okay, and plus 2 t2 minus 1 is equals to 0, correct. In such case what we can do here is that we have points on parabola, okay. We have to find the least positive value of ordinate of C. Okay. So here the t1 is a real number, so we can say that because t1 belongs to real number, we can say that d should be greater than equals to 0. Therefore we can take t2 plus 2 square minus 4 into 1 into 2 t2 minus 1 is greater than equals to 0. Okay, now here in that case we can write here that t2 square plus 4 t2 minus 8 t2 plus 4 is greater than equals to 0. Okay, in that case here we can take t2 square minus 4 t2 and plus 8 is greater than equals to 0. Here we have 4 plus 4 8 minus 4 t2. So we can write t2 square minus 4 t2 plus 4 and plus 4 is greater than equals to 0. So T2 minus 2 whole square plus 4 is greater than equals to 0. We can write here. Okay. So for that case, we have to find the least positive value of ordinate of C. Okay, the least positive value of ordinate of C we have to find. Okay, now we can write here. Okay, now here actually we forget this minus sign over here. So this minus we got plus over here. For that case, we got plus sign over here also. So this is minus and again we got minus 4. Okay, so for that case, because this is minus 4, we have minus 4 T2, and because we have minus 4, so this 4 and 4 cancel out. Okay, that's why we didn't get 8, we got 0 as a constant over here. So now we can take T2 common, so we can write T2 minus 4 greater than equals to 0. Okay, so here T2 belongs from minus infinite to 0 union 4 to infinite. In that case, what we have to find? We have to find the least positive value. Okay, the least positive value, as you can see, least positive value of T2 is equals to 4. Okay, so the least positive value over here is B. Okay, as you can see here, we have to find the least positive value of ordinate of C, and ordinate of C is T2, then least positive value of T2 is 4. Okay, so this is the final answer. This is the final answer. Now in the next question we have f of x over here. Okay, this is differentiable in all x belongs to real number, then the value of mod lambda minus mu, we have to find the value of mod lambda minus mu. So in that case we can take left hand limit. Okay, left hand limit. So for that case we have to take limit x tends to 1 negative. So for that case x cube plus 3x square plus lambda x plus 5 over here. So in that case we can take for if I take directly substitution over here, so we got 1 plus 3 plus lambda and plus 5, therefore we got lambda plus 9 over here. Okay, similarly for right hand limit at x equals to 1, limit x tends to 1 positive, for that case we got 3x minus mu over here, so we got 3 minus mu. So because left hand limit is equals to right hand limit, we can do one thing, that lambda plus 9 is equals to 3 minus mu. So we can say that lambda plus mu is equals to minus 6 over here. Okay, also it is differentiable for all. We take left hand limit equals to right hand limit because if it is differentiable then it is continuous. Okay, so we can say that because f of x differentiable at x belongs to R, so it is also continuous. Correct. So because it is continuous, we can take a right hand limit and left hand limit equal. Similarly, if I take left hand derivative Also we can take left hand derivative. We can take at x equals to 1, also left hand derivative is equals to a right hand derivative, correct. So therefore we can write for f dash x, here we can write if x is less than 1, and for if x is greater than 1, for x is less than 1 we can take 3x square 6x 3x square plus 6x, okay, plus lambda, and for x is greater than 1, here we can take 3, okay. So left hand derivative is equals to right hand derivative, so we can write 3x square, so we can write left hand derivative equals to, we can take 3 plus 6 plus lambda at x equals to 1. So 3 plus 6 plus lambda, this is equals to 9 plus lambda, and right hand derivative at x equals to 1, this is equals to 3. So 3 is equals to 9 plus lambda, therefore lambda is equals to minus 6, correct. Because lambda is equals to minus 6, we can say that because as you know that lambda plus mu is equals to minus 6. Because we can say that lambda plus mu is equals to minus 6. So if I put lambda equals to minus 6, so mu is equals to 0. Therefore mu is equals to 0. Now we have to find the value of mod lambda minus mu. Therefore mod lambda minus mu is equals to minus 6 minus 0. So overall we got answer 6. Okay, 6 will be the final answer. So option B should be the correct answer. In the next question, if the points are collinear, find the value of lambda. So these points are collinear, therefore we can take 2 minus 3 1, lambda minus 1 0, and 0 4 1, sorry, lambda minus 1 1 and 0 4 1, okay, it is equals to 0. Okay, so for that case we can write 2 into minus 1 minus 4 minus minus plus 3 into lambda minus 0 and plus 1 into 4 lambda minus 0, it is equals to 0. So here we have minus 5, so we got minus 10 plus 3 lambda plus 4 lambda is equals to 0. Okay, from the last equation we got lambda equals to 10 upon 7. Okay, so 10 upon 7 will be the final answer. Okay, so option A should be the final answer over here. Okay, you can check the solution. Okay, in the next question we have, let f and g be the two functions such that g of x is given in cubic form and g of f of x is like this. Okay, so possible if f of x is a linear equation, linear expression. Okay, f of x is linear expression, because if I put f of x in place of x over here, okay, and because g of x is a cubic equation, and if I put f of x in place of x and again we got a cubic equation, this is only possible when f of x is a linear equation. Okay, now in that case what we can do here is we can write g f of x is equals to, let's take from equation, this is your equation 1, let's take this is equation 2, So we can write form equation 1. We can write g of f of x. It is equals to, in place of x we can put f of x power 3 plus f of x minus 1. So here g of f of x, it is equals to, we can write ax plus b whole cube plus ax plus b minus 1. So for that case we can write a cube plus x cube plus b cube, okay, plus 3ab square, correct. So 3ab square x plus 3a square b plus ax plus b minus 1 over here. Okay, therefore if I try to simplify it, so we got g of f of x. So first of all we have a cube x cube, okay, then we have 3a square b x square, then we have 3ab square x, 3ab square, 3ab square plus ax, okay, and plus b cube plus b minus 1, b cube plus b and minus 1. Okay, so let's take it equation 3. Okay, compare equation 2 and 3. Okay, if I compare this equation 2 from equation 3, so first of all the coefficient of x cube is 27, so we can take a cube equals to 27, therefore we can say that a is equals to 3. Okay, next we have lambda 1 equals to x square. Okay, so we can write 3a square b is equals to lambda 1 is equals to minus lambda 1, so we didn't get any conclusion over here. Okay, next we can take 39 equals to 3ab square plus a. Okay, so if I put a equals to 3 over here, so we can write 39 equals to 3 into 3b square plus a plus 3. Okay, so 39 minus 3 is 36, 3 into 3 is 9, so 9b square equals to 36, so b square equals to 4 over here, correct. So b square equals to 4, that's why the value of b are 2 and minus 2. Okay, so value of b is 2 and minus 2. Also we know that 3a square b equals to minus lambda 1. Okay, so for that case because a is equals to 3, so we can put 3 square. Let's take b equals to 2. If I put 2 over here, we have minus lambda 1, so lambda 1 is equals to, this is 27 into 2 is 54, so minus 54, lambda 1 equals to minus 54, and for b equals to minus 2, we got 3 into 3 square into minus 2 equals to minus lambda 1, therefore lambda 1 equals to 54. But we have lambda 1 equals to is greater than 0, but lambda 1 is greater than 0, therefore we can take lambda 1 equals to 54. Okay, this value is invalid. Next we have to find value of lambda 2 also. Okay, so here the constant part is b cube plus b minus 1. Okay, b cube plus b minus 1, and it is equals to lambda 2. b cube plus b minus 1, it is equals to lambda 2. Therefore we can say that if I take b equals to 2, lambda 2 is equals to, here we have 8 plus 2 minus 1, so we got 9 over here, Okay, and if I put minus 2, minus 8, minus 2, minus 1, so this is equals to minus 11. We know that, but lambda 2 is lesser than 0, correct? Therefore, we can say that lambda 2 is equals to minus 11 only. So 9 is invalid over here. Okay, so in that case, we got lambda 1 and lambda 2 both. So we have to find f2 plus lambda 1 minus lambda 2. Now we have to find f2 also. So here we have f2. You can write, because fx is equals to ax plus b. Okay, so for that case, as you can see here, for b the value is invalid here. For minus b, value is valid over here, correct? Here for b the value is invalid, but for minus b, minus b the value is valid over here, correct? So we have to take b equals to minus 2. So we can write, so here if I talk about f2, we can write, in place of a we can put 3, in place of x we can put 2, and in place of b we can put minus 2. So 6 minus 2 is equals to 4. Okay, we can write 4. So therefore f2 plus lambda 1 minus lambda 2, f2 plus lambda 1 minus lambda 2. So f2 over here is 4 plus lambda 1 is 54 and lambda 2 is minus 11. So 58 minus 11 is equals to 47. Okay, is equals to 47. So option B should be the correct answer, as you can see over here. Okay. Now move to the next question over here. Okay, wait a minute. Actually, here we have to find lambda 1 minus lambda 2, correct? So minus lambda 2, the lambda 2 is minus 11. So minus minus plus. Okay, minus minus we have to take it plus over here. This is also plus. So for that case, this become 69 over here. Okay, so this is 69, not 47. My bad. So it is actually equal to 69. Option D should be the correct answer. In the next question, we have omega is non-real complex cube root of unity, as you know that. Okay, so for that case we should know 1 plus omega square is equals to 0 and omega cube is equals to 1. Okay, let's talk about the given determinant. 1 omega square 1 omega square omega 1. Okay, so let's talk about column 1 plus column 2 plus column 3. For that case we can write 1 plus omega square plus 1 omega square plus 1 over here, omega square 1 and omega 1. So if I take 1 plus omega square common over here, 1 plus omega square common, so we can write 1 1 1 omega square 1 omega and 1. Okay, so as you know that this is cube root of unity and 1 plus omega square equals to 0. So therefore we can write 0 into this whole part, 0 into this whole part. Okay, so overall we got 0. So 0 will be the final answer over here. So option A should be the correct answer, as you can see. In the next question, we have f, the domain is -1 to 1 and range is R, be a function defined by this given function for maximum of these two, your minus mod x minus under root 1 minus x square. If k be the set of all points at which the f is not differentiable, okay, at which the f is not differentiable, then k exactly 3 elements, 1 element, 5 element, 2 elements. Okay, so now in that case f is not differentiable at points where minus mod x, where minus mod x and minus under root 1 minus x square cross each other, also where we got a sharp point. Okay, so we can take let minus mod x is equals to minus under root 1 minus x square. If I take square both side, okay, squaring both sides, so we can write mod x square, it is equals to 1 minus x square, correct. So in place of mod x square we can write x square and 1 minus x square we have. For that case this is 2x square equals to 1, so x square is equals to 1 by 2. So here x is equals to plus minus 1 upon root 2. X is equals to plus minus 1 upon root 2. Now let's talk about your mod x. Okay, for mod x at 0 we got a short point. So we can also say that also at x equals to 0 for minus mod x we got sharp point. So we can say that at 3 points, your f of x is not differentiable. 3 points, f of x is not differentiable. Okay, so 3 elements. Okay, so then k has exactly, if k is the set of all points at which f is not differentiable, so k has exactly 3 elements. Okay, so here k is your minus 1 upon root 2, 0 and 1 upon root 2, correct. So option A is the correct answer. In the next question we have two determinants, we have to find the value of x. Okay, so now we can expand it. So 2x square minus 40, it is equals to 18 minus plus 14. So we can write 2x square, it is equals to 32 and plus 40. So 2x square, it is equals to 72. So x square equals to 36. So x is equals to plus minus 36. Sorry, plus minus 6. So the value of x are plus and minus 6, as you can see. Check the options for here. So option C should be the correct answer. Okay. So now this is the last question for the day. Thank you so much.